Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing great. Welcome to Phantom Friday. That's what we'll be talking about today. Uh, Phantom Friday. How's everybody doing? For those that tune in here on Restream, Facebook, YouTube, and for those who follow my showreel TikToks on our HCS895, how you doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing great. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Tonight I am wearing, and y'all probably recognize this guy. If I can get the shirt, so I can show off the shirt here. Uh, Probably from a distance. You recognize that guy? I'll show it off in a moment. How you doing, Summerside Knobs? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Let me go share these links real quick. How you doing, real MMA? Hope you're doing good. As for me, I'm hanging in there. Uh, Still hurting from my hand. I actually don't know what's the matter with it, but I got the shirt on. Wanted to share it with y'all. Y'all recognize this guy? Tales from the Crypt. That's the shirt I'm wearing tonight. I feel like sharing some stories, so I got the shirt for Friday nights. Tales from the Crypt guy. How you doing, Summerside Alive? But I'm feeling some intense pain on my arm still. A lot of the swelling went away that I had yesterday, but I feel a lot of pain still. I took me some painkillers right before I started this live, so hopefully I won't doze off. I don't know what's up with cousin Jesse. I sent him a link, but I'm going to continue on with the show whether he shows up or not. The show must go on. Just trying to fix this light in here. There he is. See, I can check him out. Tales from the Crypt guy. I don't know what it is. It just flared up on me yesterday. I had a big old bump, and I don't recall hitting anything. The swelling went away, but I was feeling numbness earlier towards the knuckle area, numbness and pain, numbness and pain. I don't see purple or anything. It's just I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yes, the Crypt Keeper. Share him one more time. Take a closer look at him. There you go. Maybe we can do him to be the host. Welcome to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing today? Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, by the way. For those who celebrated Valentine's Day, we had like a little cookout. Bought my wife some flowers and some candy and other items. She enjoyed it. Yes, tonight is Phantom Friday. I said, what can we talk about? Something that we can talk about a topic that we really don't talk about, which would be ghost operations. So that's something that I want to. I got several stories of that when I was in the military and growing up dealing with ghosts, phantoms, apparitions. So there he goes. Here's cousin Jesse. He finally decided to show up. Here we go. Hello, what's up, primo?
What's up, Primo? How you doing, man?
All right, all right.
Uh-oh.
Tonight is Phantom Friday.
Uh-oh.
We're going to
See,
be
there I
talking
am.
about ghost operations, phantom, whatever. That's the topic tonight. And I got
Okay.
my test. I don't know if you see my shirt.
Oh, nice.
You recognize the guy?
Yeah, that's the Crypt Keeper.
There you go.
Hello, Summerside Live. Hello, Knobs. How you doing? Rio MMA, ¿cómo estás?
Tales from the Crypt.
Lunar Eclipse, how you doing?
Don't get him confused with the guy from the LBL.
I'm wearing this one, man.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Of course, I got my mentors around my neck like I always do. But
Haha.
I had them in the inside. It's just there he is. My son got me this.
Oh, that's nice, dude.
My son got me this right here.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's got a fang.
Uh-huh.
And
You got a
this is just
fan?
a tiger's eye.
You got a fan? All I got is Madeline's big toe.
Oh man,
Ah,
this is
man, the other reason I'm late, cousin. I took off my glasses. I couldn't find them. So I had to do with my backups that are missing a leg, mira.
Dang.
I can't find my other glasses, dude. Me los quité y no sé dónde los dejé.
You trying to go 3D on us?
I'm trying to be one of those
The Dudley Boys.
the Dudley Boys. Tuk glasses.
You can be like the Dudley Boys. Yeah, I've been having some serious pain in my hand, man. The swelling went away, but I just feel pain.
Anything else surface after we got off the podcast last night?
Hmm.
Anything else surface up when you ended the live?
Not really. But I have had some crazy dreams, man. I dreamt of a snake, a brown snake, like a dark brown copper snake, and I was handling the snakes. There was one of those things that you grab them with, and the
Uh huh.
snake came and and they were like, "Oh, you see, it's not poisonous." And then it opened its fangs, and I
They
woke
bit you.
up, right, and I have two marks here, man, like if it
Yeah,
bit me.
they bit you in the. You know, there's a candle, Primo. There's a candle
There's
that they use that
there's
has
two
a
marks
snake
right
on it.
here, two marks here in my hand right now.
Yeah,
Let me see.
Primo.
Look,
Yeah, Primo.
one
Telling you,
here, one
man.
here, there, and here. I have
Yeah.
two marks that look like fang bites, but it was from a dream. You see them
Yeah.
right
Can
there?
I? Yeah, I see him. Can I tell you? Juan told me that in the type of witchcraft he used, there's a candle with a snake on it, and they use that candle and that snake to invade people's dreams, man. And they use that snake to hurt people in their dreams. So that's
But
witchcraft,
yeah,
huh?
it didn't really get to bite me, but I got two marks there, man. That looks like
Yeah.
fang marks.
And then it
I
bit
mean,
you.
it's not like just two marks.
Like I said, then it bit you while you were asleep.
No, no, but I'm saying it's not like holes or nothing like that. Just two marks.
Okay.
Where that's where I'm having the pain. I was having like numbness, like a nerve. Yeah, all kinds of stuff happening to my hand right now. So I just been tying binding to rebuking in Jesus Christ's name. Any
Welcome, Double North Liberty.
witchcraft or necromancy to go back to the sender. That's what I've been doing.
All right.
Someone said,
Welcome, Lawrence. How you doing?
"Yeah, well, I do have a. Well, what happened is, I had on the uh, a big old knot that formed on me last night while I was doing the live
Mm-hmm.
before the live, and I didn't know where it came from. And it went. So I put some holy water, placed a cross on it, and prayed. When I woke up in the morning, the big lump or bump that was there was gone, but I still feel a little lump when it hurts, and I feel numbness like towards my knuckles, and then I feel pain at the same time, numbness and pain. How you doing, brother Morgan? Let me go. I think I have a banana there I can grab. You know, I'll let you say hi to everybody, primo. Or
Hey, Double
your
Lawrence. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good and everybody's in good health. As for me, like I said, I was looking for my glasses, which I did not find. Damn duendes snuck in here and took my glasses, man. They're always taking stuff from me. So how y'all doing on a Friday night? It's Friday. I'm having me some Coke. Oh wow. Ah, those lumps are bad, man. I had one on the side of my upper waist and got that massager and just rubbed that thing right out, man. Every time I hit it, it was like a little bump. It would go over it like a speed bump. Finally worked it out. Nice. Uh-huh. Welcome to Tales from the Crib.
Welcome to Tales from the Barrio.
In today's episode, Mario got bit by a dog. What's up, Brenner? How you doing, man?
What's up, Brenner? How you doing,
Still
man?
at work? You still at work, man?
Huh?
I was asking Runner if he was still at work.
We got somebody here.
Rebel, what's up, boy?
It's me. I want to do the lives, dude.
Oh wow, that's messed up, Lawrence. You smashed your face on the corner of the window. Wow. Cynthia, welcome. Eve, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. I'll show you the shirt again if you want to see it. Let me see something here.
Well, congratulations on that, Runner.
They're waiting for the stories, Primo. He's ready to share some stories. A
Yeah,
phantom.
well, welcome to Tales from the Barrio. today, today, Abe hits Lechuzas
Buenas
with
noches,
rocks.
niños. ¿Cómo están todos hoy?
Today, Abe hits Lechuzas with rocks.
Oh man. There we go. Let's get ready for this. I wish I had a different screen that it would show like, oh, there's a mini Jesse.
Hi, I can't see
We
my
got a
boss.
Duende in the house. Duende is
Where's
a special guest.
where's my queen? Where's my Duende queen? The lizard rider.
Damn, he even got more smaller now. Shoot.
Yeah, Cynthia, that's a cool shirt.
There's we got my co-host Duende Jesse as a co-host tonight.
Hello,
I
how you
got him
doing?
from Duendeville. Thank you.
I wonder where the Duende queen is. She's probably out riding around on her lizard.
Okay, we'll
Oh,
make him a little bit bigger. There we go. But we're like Batman and Robin now. I'm Batman. He's Robin. He's riding the little thing. What is it called? Where
the
Robin will
little
ride.
the little sidecar. What's up, little brother?
Yeah,
Welcome.
we're like Batman and Robin. He's Robin. Look at him.
¿Qué pasó, carnalito? ¿Cómo
Thank you.
estás?
Thank you. Just from the crypt. Just from the crypt shirt. And his little throne. Look at that. There we go. You can see it pretty good like that now.
Yep. Cool shirt, man. I like that.
All right, let's. There you go. You're my co-pilot, man. Hey, is that we got Gilbert in the house?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, he's already asking for a link, primo.
Oh man, you had to, that the dude with all that music. We don't hear
He
all
told me,
that other Puerto Rican stuff.
we don't want Ricky Ricardo.
Hello, Lucy.
Don't do that to me, Lucy.
Me gusta arroz con pollo. Arroz con pollo.
He said, "What up, primo?"
What's up, cousin? Yeah, tonight we're going to be sharing some stories, man. It's called Phantom Friday.
Yeah, man. Oh, he says he's not there right now. Yeah, man. Can I bring in my Phantom, primo? My
Yeah, what?
Phantom.
Hey, we got a Phantom toe right there. Got a Phantom toe. Okay, we got 18 viewers. So I guess we can start with the stories. You wanna lead one or you want me to start, Primo?
I'll start, primo. Back in 1970, I'm thinking it's 78. We lived on a street here in Fort Worth called Refugio. We lived in this 3-bedroom house. It had a big living room, big dining room, kitchen, and at first it started that we were seeing a shadow figure pass outside by the window, and you know it would always go up on the porch, and then it would walk off the porch and disappear at a dead stump in the driveway by the driveway. Then that's when me and my brothers, man, we had a bedroom that had a red stain on the floor, man. That no matter how much we scrubbed at it, we couldn't get the red stain off of it, man, and it was blood. So then the thing started. It started coming in the house, man, and we all started waking up with scratches, primo. So if you ever seen like 10 or 11 people sleep in one bedroom, we all slept in my dad's bedroom. My dad and my stepmom on the bed, and everybody tirados en el piso. And that thing, man, it would come in the house, man. But like there was too many people up in that bedroom, man. That if it came in, somebody would see it because, like I said, there was a lot of people in there. But then one night my dad slept by the window, and I don't know what he saw through the window, man. But he peed his pants, dude. He pissed himself from what he saw, and we had to move, man. After we moved, that house burned down by itself, man. But yeah, man, it was a phantom. And like I said, it would always disappear at that dead stump. People said that there was money buried there, man, but we never dug there to find out. But yeah,
How
that
old were
that's
you? How old were you when all this was happening?
I'm gonna say around 12. Yeah, about 12 years old, man. 10 or yeah. So if it was 78, man, I was 10. But I'm thinking it was like 79 because I was already going to middle school, man. I had to walk. But yeah, that was my phantom story right there, cousin. And like I said, that house, man, nobody lived in it and it burned down. Yeah, I know, man. He was a grown man already, man. My dad was in his 30s, I believe, and he turned over and looked out the window, and whatever was on the porch made him pee his pants. So I shifted to you, cuz that's one story. I think I'll do a story. You do a story. That sound good to you?
Yo, just looking at something real quick, Primo.
I mean, Gilbert was there, man. Gilbert remembers that, man. Her name's not Eva. It's Eve. Wait, there's no A in that name.
Yeah, I think the first time that I seen a ghost, right? I
I'm
didn't even know. I didn't even know it was a ghost.
I'm 4 hours from Austin, Summer.
Uh, it happened at my great great grandmother's house. We used to go every weekend over there to her house, Saturdays and Sundays, to visit her, and I would always go and play with the pigeons and the chickens and roosters that she had. I was just a kid, playing out there in her backyard with all the animals that she had, and I would always see this man sitting by a shed on a chair. He always had this his blue jeans. They looked real thick, and he had some brown boots that were muddy all the time, and he was always just sitting there. And I would talk to him and everything and have whole conversations with him, but he would never say nothing to me. He would just sit in there like this, but he would never say nothing. So I would just talk to him and leave him alone. Then sometimes when I go inside the house and I'll be playing inside the house, I will see him sitting down on a in a chair in a room that she had. She had a room where she had nothing but clothes hanging. So I'll be playing through the clothes like a maze, right? And towards the window, I would see the man over there sometimes looking out the window. So then one day, my my great great grandmother asked me a question. She asked me how come I like going over there to visit her, and I tell her that I like because I like playing with the pigeons and the chickens and the roosters, all the animals she had. And so then I like talking to the man that sits out there by the shed on a chair, and then she looks at my mother, and then she's like, "Where else do you see him?" So I see him in that room there by the chair that's over there. He's always looking out the window, and then my mom tells me to be quiet. Then my great great grandmother, she told him to let him speak, right? And she asked me again, "Is that the only places you see him?" I said, "That's yeah." I told her I always talk to him when I come here, but he never says nothing to me. So they just my grandmother looked at my mother and she told her that I was special. The man that I was describing or described, she told me to describe him. She asked me what was he wearing, what kind of shirt was he wearing. I described what he had on, and I guess that turned out to be my great great grandfather. But he had passed away before I was even born. So I
Wow.
was literally seeing his spirit that was there around my great great grandmother. When I was telling her, my great great grandmother, she freaked out because she was crying, tears were coming out of her eyes, and the way I described him, how he looked and everything, is like it was to a. She knew I was talking about her husband that had passed away. But there's no way in the world that I would be able to describe him if I had never met
See,
him. You know, I've never ever met him in my life, but the spirit knows the spirit, and I say it like that. Literally, I was talking to a ghost that I didn't even know was a ghost because the manifestation he took, he looked real. He looked like it was alive. Like a person with some with clothes on, but he would never say nothing to me. That's why I tell you all, brother and sisters here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, that what we're dealing with when I talk about the disembodied demonic Nephilim, they have those abilities to look real. Just because they look real doesn't mean it's real. And I'm just giving an example of how I spoke to my great great grandfather. He never said nothing to me because he wasn't here in this world anymore. It was just you could say a spiritual residue that was left behind, where he would spend most of his time. That I was actually identifying was the residue of where he spent most of his time. But that's something I'll never forget. And I understood Spanish when I was a kid. My grandmother told my mother that I was spiritually gifted. She knew that I was spiritually gifted, but you know when you're blessed that way, you get tested also. So that's why I talk about the balance and about the spiritual warfare. You know, I go through it just about every day. I can go anywhere, brothers and sisters, and you know when I say I'm the real deal, I'm the real deal. I can go anywhere. If somebody says the place is haunted or whatever, the ghost, the unclean spirits or whatever's there, it's going to identify itself to me. They always do. And I don't need to take no equipment with me to be able to see what's there because it'll show itself to me. You know, identify itself as spiritual. All they have to. Doesn't
Wow,
matter
man.
about the area in the woods where somebody might have died. The spirits will show up and they'll show themselves to me. It happens all the time to me. It's kind of like when I see the shows on TV that they're hunting for ghosts and all that. I have this spiritual ability, so I'm looking when I see those shows that said that they're at a location where there's ghosts. I'm seeing if I see anything visually myself, right? Or if I can see anything visually because I have that ability. But I really hardly see anything in those shows, you know, compared to when uh, i- if I were to be there in real life, I would probably they'll most likely would show themselves to me because they know that I'm able to see them. So if I'm able to see them, then that means that I'm able to help them. If I need to call upon the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Angels to guide them, to help them cross over, I can do that. So I get how should I say negative uh, the unclean spirits or whatever's bonding them in those areas where they've died. They get pissed off because I have the ability to free them from their grasp. Right? If they have something over them, I'm able to free them and help them cross over. So the negative forces, energies, or demons of the areas or whatever you want to call them, uh, they get pissed off because I interfere. So I interfere. They try to come after me spiritually, but when you're protected through the Heavenly Father and He blesses you to do this things in this nature, there's nothing that they can do about it. Right? But
Those shows make me laugh, man, because they're sitting there challenging these things to come at them, dude, and then you don't do that, man. You don't challenge them like that, man. Especially
yeah,
when
those guys.
you're
I see those guys. A guy with the bifocals. That guy wouldn't last in Elms Grove, man. Let him leave his crew behind. Come by himself. He wouldn't last there. Yeah, he'll get tore up by the. That's why I see those shows, and it just they don't make no sense to me because, like I said, I've been battling since I was a kid spiritually, since I was young. So I know exactly what to do to help up people out of a situation. But yeah, this ghost, they're around. They're amongst us, you know. So I was just wanted to share that story of my great great grandfather that I never met. I had never even seen a picture of him. And when I described my great great grandmother, how he looked and all that, she freaked out, started crying because I was describing her husband, which would be my great great grandfather. And when I did that, I was only 5 years old.
welcome, Jaime Alanis. How you doing, man?
So I'm thinking it was more of a residue, right? Like spiritual residue
Yeah.
that's left behind, where somebody spent most of the time somewhere sitting down, or that was their the foundation of where they were relaxed. You know, I never seen them like act any other kind of way. Like they were just sitting there. You never wouldn't say nothing. You know.
Babe, are you being Deborah? More information, please.
My great great grandfather, not my grandfather, my great great grandfather.
Yeah, that was Mr. Rodriguez, right?
Yeah, the great great grandfather. I
Hmm.
never met him before in my life.
I never met him either, man.
He passed
Uh,
away before
just
we
like
were even born.
I don't remember my grandmother, and I have very few memories of our grandfather, Mr. De La Fuente.
Uh, I know I have a pain in my arm, but you know the weather's kind of crazy, so I've been seeing things and stuff, but I'm not worried about that. The reason I want to worry about if somebody's trying to do some witchcraft or necromancy is because I'm not accepting the negativity, even though I might feel something. The only thing I have to say is when everything uh, reveals itself, the big picture reveals itself. Since I'm not accepting any form of negativity, that negativity's got to go back to the sender. So when it goes back to the sender, you know, it's going to go seven times fold, and which they're not going to be able to handle the seven times fold, and something might happen to those individuals that are coming up against me in a negative way. But there's nothing dealing with me. They're just part of the spiritual warfare. It's part of karma, right? So I'm not worried about if somebody's trying to do it. I never worry about those individuals. Uh, what I do is if something set my way spiritually, well, I'll face it just like last night. You know, there was three bangings. I went outside, faced whatever is out there in spirit, and I told them, hey, you know, welcome here, in my house. Don't you can't take authority over your Jesus Christ's name. You're not you're not to affect anybody in my family,
Little
anybody,
brother,
none of
little
my
brother,
brothers.
I
Made a
don't know
special
how I don't know how you ever met Grandpa De La Fuente because you were like 6 to 7 months old the last time that I saw him. So I don't know how you met him. And that's why I tell Abe I have very few memories of my grandfather Joe.
Yeah, and you know what? I've had people all throughout my life fighting spiritually. I know who's who, man. Uh, I try to give people a chance, you know, like how just like Jesus Christ gives us a chance, an opportunity to get on the right path. You know, I believe everybody can change. There's some even the people that are coming up against me in a negative way. Uh, I'm not to wish anything bad about to nobody. That's not my job. That's the Heavenly Father's job. He takes care of my enemies, so I'm not worried about those individuals. And I don't give power to anything. You know, yeah, the pains that I'm feeling, I just consider it as something that I'm going through. But eventually, it'll reside, just like in any storm, right? You get a storm, a hurricane, a tornado, and it's freaking strong. But eventually, what happens? It dies down. And after it dies down, what do? You gather, fix the things that are broken, and go back to living your life normally.
You rebuild.
Yeah, you rebuild. So you weather. What is it called? Weather the storm, right?
You go to the store. Unless you're in the valley and you want to have a hurricane party. That's messed up, man. You guys sitting out there grilling.
Yeah, I mean, you just type on rebuke it and type on rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. That's all you have to do, and it's taken care of. Just like when Jesus Christ send the legion into the herd of pigs. You know, there's no difference. Same thing. And if people think that they're doing something like I'm good, they think that they're doing some kind of harm or something, or they're invading my dreams. I'm not worried about that. I'm just a vessel. So I'm just being used through the Heavenly Father. So if people think that they're harming me or they got something over me, they really don't got nothing over me because Jesus Christ is uh, Jesus Christ is my protector. So I just go with the flow. You know, you want to see Brother Abe see us as a target with a target sign, and you think you're shooting arrows at me that you're getting me. Well, I'm just here to let you know that I'm just a decoy. You know, you can shoot as many arrows as you want to. It's not going to do nothing to me. Uh,
Wait,
but what will happen, I'll tell you, is if the intent is bad, that the intent will go back to you seven times fold. I've seen it happen time and time and time again. I'm just being
welcome to
honest.
the
It's part of spiritual warfare, man. How you doing, Shay Shay? I'll let you. Well, if y'all got any questions of what I'm sharing with y'all, you're more than welcome to ask me what I
or
just talked to you about. Because
or
I'm a real spirit. I've always been this way. Even cousin, I've always been a spiritual guy. Even when people wouldn't understand me, they understand me now. But I've always been this way because I was
yeah,
always been able to see everything else of what's around me spiritually. It's it could be scary for those that don't have understanding, but for me, it's just I got used to it. No fear, just
y'all got
move
any
like
questions about the story that I shared? Please feel free to ask before we move on to another story. We already shared two stories.
yeah. If anybody got any questions to the story that cousin Jesse said or the story that I just said, you're more than welcome to ask.
Before we keep moving. What's up, Cowboy 4572?
I'll send a link to Primo Gilbert. So long as there's no drum beats or
Or
disturbance, of
Puerto
course.
Rican food.
I know he was having some technical difficulties. Well, we'll
Oh,
we'll, we'll bring you in halftime. Like once we hit like the hour mark, we'll bring you in, cousin. There you go. There's a question.
there's a question for you, cousin.
As far as I can remember, I had to be like a year and a half. When I would literally see uh, the people dressed in black. They were part of a cult trying to take me. They would come to our house, banging on the walls, the doors, and there would be this guy, Hispanic guy, telling my parents to give me to them, that they wanted me, but they never will give me to them. But this guy, he looked like he was like a veteran because I recognized a jacket. It was an all black jacket, kind of like what the veterans get or the soldiers get when they serve the military. So I believe this guy was from possibly Vietnam. The way he was dressed, skinny guy, could have been a family member, Rodriguez, most likely. Uh, but he was always, but I could always feel the angels around me, even when I was a year and a half. He could never come inside the house. That's the thing. He never came inside the house. He was always just outside, moving back and forth. It could have been a demon that might have took
He
the
had,
manifestation to
he
look
had
like somebody. But as far as I can remember, I was like about a year and a half when I would see all this
he
uh,
had no invitation.
things. And I just know what to see. I could understand what they were saying. and I remember how they looked and everything. Even till this day, I got that memory that is to me it's more of a spiritual blessing. It had to be like a year and a half.
I think the oldest I was when the first time I saw anything, man. Ya estaba. I had my ears, man. I think it's like 9 or 10 years old. First time I ever saw anything. No, no, no. That's wrong, man. I think I was 4 when we lived in Chicago.
Somebody said, "Have I ever seen an angel?" Yes, we can. I can share some stories of that, but it is about Phantom Friday now, so we
Mm-hmm.
are trying to stick to
Trying to stick to the subject.
the subject of
Sure.
the phantoms and ghosts and that. But yes, I've seen angels before, see them all the time.
Which let's move on. Primo, I'll share my next story, man, and that's probably that very story, man. When we lived in Chicago with Tio Joe before his kids were born. Uh, it snowed, and it was real deep snow. I remember it was taller than me. The snow was taller than me, and I woke up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, man, and I had to go through the kitchen to get to the bathroom. On the way back, I see my brother Joe in the kitchen, man, and he looked at me and he told me, "Hey, let's go play down in the basement." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm sleepy." And he's like, "Come on, let's go." I said, "All right, man, but you walk in front of me and I'll follow you." So I let him go in front of me, man, and he took he took off downstairs. I took two stairs, turned around, and went back up. And when I got to the living room, my brother Joe was asleep, man, dead asleep in the living room, man. So what it was that was trying to lure me to the basement, I have no clue, man. But I do remember that his voice didn't sound the same, and there was like his eyes looked like they were red, man. But yeah, they tried to lure me into the basement, and like I said, I was like 4 or 5 years old, man, at the time. So if it was a phantom or a demon, I have no clue. But I do remember those were the times when Speed Racer was barely making its way into the American television, man. They remember too, Joe had a junk car out there in the yard that I would always sit in and pretend to drive. Yeah, that freaked me out, man. That he was asleep and whatever it was, try to lure me into the basement, man. I don't know. So that's another story there, man. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
So
Did he?
how could you tell the difference that it wasn't your brother?
His voice was kind of different, and like I said, he had like a little red in his eyes, man. He looked like my brother, but it didn't sound like him. Uh, Come to think about it, when I saw him, I got the chills, man. He made all my senses act up. I didn't know that at the time, but I do now that I'm an older man. Uh oh, salud. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, any questions? No, no questions. Yeah, Gilbert wasn't even born yet, man, when that happened, man.
Gilbert?
Yeah, he wasn't even born yet, man. Because when Gilbert was born, my dad and mom had an apartment in Joliet, and I remember that apartment where we lived, everybody shared a bathroom, man. It was in the hallway. Everybody shared it, and hello, Madeline. She says stupid YouTube didn't send her a notification. But yeah, man, we lived in that apartment and everybody shared that bathroom out in the hallway, man. I remember that you weren't supposed to close the door because the door would get stuck. And me and Joe were having a contest, and on the way out I slammed the door and they had to call the fire department to break the door down, man. He was in there crying and whatnot. I remember my mom whooped my ass and then my dad got home and whooped my ass too. I remember going to sleep saying, "Stupid Joe." Did PRT barely end, Madeline? Hey, you missed the appearance of Duende Jesse earlier, Madeline. He was here.
I'm gonna put a link for Gilbert. He can jump on,
Hey,
join the
hey,
conversation.
say, Primo, here's a question, man. It says, what would be the significance of having several owls land on a young girl? Any spiritual implications
Owls land on somebody.
on on a young girl?
I mean, what do you mean land on the girl?
Well, that's all. That's what the question says. What would be the significance of having several owls land on a young girl? Any spiritual implications?
Yeah, but what do you mean land? Or I mean, what's a girl doing? Are the owls flying from the sky, or they're doing a ritual, or
Cowboy, we
just
need more info. We need more info, Cowboy. There wasn't a PRT tonight? Oh, okay, man. There's your link, Gilbert. Jump on if you dare. Yeah, I met him. He was telling me that my dog's warranty has expired. Yeah, especially since they have those talons where when they land, they're supposed to tear through your flesh. That's why you wear a leather glove. You gonna jump on or what, Gilbert? This is why I told Cowboy we need more info, Madeline.
I mean, was it a?
He
I
says
think
he
was it
says
a
live.
zoo? Was he
He
at a
says
zoo? Was he in
no.
a zoo with a
He
bunch of
says
owls?
he goes landed or placed on the girl by her grandmother. Don't know if it was a ceremony, but grandmother and granddaughter both have the eye. So it was a ritual, primo.
That's what I said. That sounded like a ritual.
Uh huh. And she wasn't harmed at all, so it was a ritual. So I guess the owl was probably her spirit guide. I'm guessing her spirit animal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yep. That's what it sounds like to me too.
Uh, yeah, I already knew that's what it was, a ritual, just by what he was saying, that they were performing something. Maybe the hours were, I don't know. uh, I mean, if it was a ritual, when was it done? I mean, because the owls don't really come out at nighttime. Was it done at nighttime? Nighttime ritual?
He didn't say. Cowboy didn't say. He just said
Yeah.
thanks for the information.
Uh, I mean, there is some owls that are tamed,
Yeah.
that are trained, just like there's pigeons that are trained. So it's kind of like when somebody passes away, they bring the white doves. They let the flock of white doves fly, but then it'll go. They have like something on them that go back to their little cages because they're trained that way.
Gilbert's in the lab, your cousin.
Was that cousin?
Gilbert's waiting for you to let him in.
Oh,
The young girl has only vague memories, and it was done during the day, I believe.
Otra vez.
Ay,
yeah,
no
well,
asustes,
she's
güey.
not gonna she's not gonna
Eh,
remember because she's too young. But yeah, it's just what the intent of the ritual is. I don't know. But you know,
It could be a rite of passage that she was gonna take over where the grandmother left off. That's what it sounds like to me. A rite of passage, passing the torch.
or maybe the spirit of the grandmother went into the girl to live some more through the girl.
ooh,
That's why there's rituals like that too.
Mm-hmm.
That the spirit of that person continues to live within the child.
That's why she has no memory, vague memories of it. But getting back on topic, I shared a story. Primo, your turn to share a story.
Go ahead, man. Whatever you want to do.
yeah, yeah,
All right, man. All right. Let's see. Well, this is not a phantom, man, but it falls kind of in line with that, man. When I was I'm thinking 8 years old, that we lived in Matamoros, man. That they were telling us to go to bed and go to bed, and we were ignoring the my dad's cousin. And then when we finally did lay down, there was a tap on the window, man. It was like that, man. And I was the one closest to the window, so I opened up the curtains and saw that big old hairy hand, man, with no arm crawling up the window, man. And I screamed like a chick in a horror film, man. And that left me traumatized to the fact that my dad sent me to live with a blind brujo for a year.
oof,
And the trauma was so bad that that whole year I don't have no memories of it. I remember him picking me up, and I remember him bringing me back, but I don't have any memories of the days that I lived where he lived or what was done to me or anything like that, man. But yeah, I still traumatized about that to this day, man. Once the sun goes down, I don't like to be outside during the night. I don't look out the windows or answer the door. As a matter of fact, I have a bad habit, man. I always lock the outside door before I lock the inside door. At least that way, if I open the inside door, they can't open the outside door. I can close the inside door.
yeah. Well, if it's a ghost, it's gonna come right on through, won't it?
No, it has to be invited.
Mm.
Nothing can come into your domain without you inviting it in.
Madeline said, "How old were you when that happened?"
Yeah, I was about 8, man. But yeah, that's why Primo Abe even told me, man, you're not supposed to have a welcome mat outside your outside door, man, because that's an invitation for
Ooh,
anything to come into your house.
I'm about to tear down that welcome sign my wife's got out there.
You can have a mat out there, man, but not a welcome mat because you're giving authorization for anything to just walk into your house.
Ooh.
Yeah.
When Abe told me that, man, I got rid of the welcome mat. We got a mat out there, but it doesn't say welcome because nothing can come into your house, man, without you giving it a welcome in.
I'm gonna put one up that says "Vete la chinga."
Wolf always talks about not leaving welcome mats outside your house because you could unintentionally be invited. Exactly, man.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's an open invitation, and
I
even
had no
like
idea.
demons, vampires, all that stuff. If you leave an invitation, that's the only way they can come into your domain is by an invitation. Of course, you can always rescind your invitation, and they have to leave because they're no longer welcome. But only the head of the household can make that invitation.
You know what, Primo? I've had at my house. I've had the door swing open more than 10 times, man. Every time that door swing open, I'm like, you ain't welcome here. Get the on out of here. Get the hell out. You ain't welcome. I said, only Jesus Christ is welcome in this house. You are not welcome. Get out. And I closed the door right behind me.
Yeah, hey, man. Tonight is quiet, man. You know why it's quiet in here? I
Like,
uh I roofied the old lady, man.
you mother trucker.
Dude, she had really dark circles under her eyes, man. They look like black eyes, bro. She
Oh
hadn't
hell no.
she hadn't slept, so I slipped her some melatonin in her soda.
I tried calling her the other day. She didn't answer.
Yeah, man, she looked pretty bad today, man. And I told Marcos next door that I needed some melatonin. He goes, "Hey, man, give her 2 of these pills, man, and she's gonna sleep all night, man. She's knocked the hell out. She hasn't moved. She has nothing. The TV's off. She's knocked out, dude.
Mm-mm-mm.
She didn't even hear me earlier when I was showering and I had the music full blast, man. So hopefully she'll sleep tonight, and I got a couple of more dosages, man. That I'll slip her a roofie colada,
It's
so
every
she can go,
yeah.
so she can go to sleep. Anyway, getting back on topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I would always run into ghosts. Shit, man. Didn't matter where I was at. I would always see them. Could be at
I know you get a
with
big old
somebody.
copperhead.
I
Because
don't know what's wrong with
we've
my
been
camera.
in somebody's house and I would see them. I see the apparitions. I would even hear them where they're walking, like the grandpa's house. I would always see somebody like a dark shadow figure in the room to the right of the restroom. I was always hearing somebody walking with their boots in the kitchen, but there'll be nobody there. I could feel the presence always of a negative energy there. Uh, every I got a couple of stories. I'm trying to remember a story that I haven't said to y'all because I've had many encounters. Um,
Oh, Jaime, be careful when you talk about Jehovah's Witnesses because there's some in the chat room.
Mm.
some Jehovah Witness.
Yeah, they're cool, but I'm just
Uh,
saying there's some in the chat.
I'll give you an example of something that I went through. We used to go to our cousin's house. The other see us, you know, and we're walking through the house. My mom went around the block, and I said, "I'm going to go through the alley." because she was going to go knock on the front door. I went to the backyard. So, and it's kind of like dealing with ghosts, but also demons, right? Because you think about ghosts, demons, phantoms, they're all unseen. So as I'm going to the back through the backyard, I see my cousins, my female cousins. They have like a black book. They got a one of those big old cans, like a metal, and they're burning something trash. You can see smoke coming out of there. And I'm looking at them, and they're acting all crazy, like something's wrong with them, and they're chanting a different language. It's not Spanish or English. Then my cousins, they look like they're demonized because they're laughing all crazy, and they had dug. They had knives in their hands. They had dug holes in the ground and put kittens inside the holes, covered them up with their heads sticking out. They had lined them up. It was like 7 kittens in holes where their heads were sticking out, and they were trying to start up the lawnmower. So I seen the picture of what they were trying to do is start up the lawnmower and run over their heads. But they wasn't acting like my cousins and my female cousins, the ones that had that. I believe it was a black magic book. What I'm thinking, what happened is that they were messing with this black magic book that they got from, I guess, my uncle. I would assume that it was his, and they had gotten demonized by the demons. So I was analyzing everything, and they were going to run over the cats. They had started up the lawnmower, and so what I did, I went to where they had the book. They were around the flames. I grabbed the book out of my cousin's hand, and I threw it in the fire. Where and they were trying to reach for the book that they had in their hands, and they couldn't. So when that happened and the book started burning, the demons left. The demons that had occupied the vessel, their bodies took off. So my cousins become normal. They don't even know what they were doing. Uh, they don't remember. But I believe that my cousin, my female cousin, she knew what was up because uh, she knew what the book was about. I believe, but I freed them from the possession that they were all being demonized, and I have a lot of cousins, so it
Yeah,
was
you
a
do
lot of
that,
them that were acting demonized, man. But I burned that book that they had. Then after that, they started getting all kinds of activity at their home. I don't know what's the matter with Primo.
He's
Was
having technical difficulties.
Yeah, it was making a weird noise or something, but they started having activity after that at their home all the time, like black mildew on the walls, pestilence, roaches, all kinds of things started happening after that. They would hear a hoof. Somebody would they say somebody with boots keeps on coming, knocking on the door at 3 in the morning. It wasn't somebody in boots; it was somebody in hoofs.
Yep, yep, yep.
You could hear the hoofs on the front porch. So yeah, so these unclean spirits they can attach themselves to anybody if they leave a spiritual opening. I believe the spiritual opening is to them. They might have been playing around, but if they were playing the part of doing the science, then they just became a vessel and was overtaken by the demons from that book. I believe it was a black magic book. I didn't see the contents of the book. I just threw the book in the fire.
And that was
Then
weird. As soon as
that
you did that, everybody
was
snapped there too.
that I was going to be in trouble, but I never got in trouble. I just got rid of the book. I told my mom what had happened, and I seen she seen they got to see the cats come that were dug in the holes and everything. So they had to be practicing something, or that had to do with with the parents. That's what I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
But I did that because I didn't want whatever that was to affect my brothers and sisters. Yeah, it burned up. Nothing but black smoke came out of that book. It was in a, what do you call those? The Walters primo, the ones that were back in the barrels, like the barrel can.
Botes de
Yeah,
barriles. Yeah, those are the best ones to burn trash in, man. Them steel
the
drum.
steel ones. The steel ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those make good barbecue pits, man. Oh, wow. They're gonna run over cats with a lawnmower.
I was just sharing this story with you.
That's crazy, man. Really crazy. I don't have anything that can top that, man.
And the hell's up with the? Gilbert's got two things there, but it's not showing nothing. So I just wanted to share that. It's it's dealing with demons. If it states in the Bible, if the head of the household are bonded, if they're being controlled, then who do they take next is the children. So if the head of household were being spiritually bonded because they were practicing black magic, right? Then the demons are going to go after the children. That's exactly what happened.
and
That's how sometimes things in that nature dealing with witchcraft and necromancy go from generation to generation because the children are following suit of what the parents were doing. They follow suit of that. I brought I brought that up to my cousin. I said, "Hey, remember when I burned that book?" She didn't say nothing, man, because she believes in like Benny Blanco. She believes in the Santa Muerte.
oh wow. Hey man, speaking of that fool, man, he ain't been back in a long time, man.
Yeah.
But every time you mention the Santa Muerte, he shows up, man. So maybe he'll show up later. Yeah, I mean, I saw a video the other day, man, where this these people set a haunted house on fire, and they were showing the roof of the house, man. You see this, it was like black smoke, but it was long, going like that, dude. And there was like 4 or 5 spirits or demons that came out like that from that burning house, man. I was like, man, if they were the primo were to see this, he was like, there goes one, there goes another one, there goes another one. But yeah, they burned that house down.
You see, Sister Madeline, demons tend to go after the head of the household, the father. So you think that makes single moms more vulnerable? Demonic oppressions. That's what they focus on, bond everybody.
And that's
Uh,
why,
and if somebody's married and their significant other is practicing that, then they're bringing danger to the whole family. Doesn't matter how much you love them, they're bringing danger to the family. If they're dabbling in that, they're endangering everybody in the household. Somebody's
especially
practice will endanger everybody in the household.
especially these single mothers nowadays, man, that they're out there dating and bringing people home. You need to be careful what you bring around your children. You need to be careful what you grant access to your house.
Well, I have the picture of my son where the demon is looking right at him, man. You know which one I'm talking about, cousin?
Yes, yes, sir. The one while he's sitting in the
Let
truck.
let me see if I can find it. so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Let's see
You
it,
know,
cuz. Show it to me. Because I know that he's sitting on top of your truck. You told me. You showed that
yeah,
picture
yeah.
to
I'm
me.
gonna show it to them so they can understand what I'm talking about. That they try to befriend your children, trying to make it seem like they're friends, but they're not really the friends. They're just trying to find a way in, right? To attack, to attach themselves to them, or have some kind of leeway into their foundation.
Gilbert said he's waiting.
Let me see if I can find it real quick, so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Cousin.
Huh?
Gilbert said he's in the lobby waiting again.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it real quick.
All
I don't
right,
know if
cousin.
I had if I had created a short reel of it or what.
You said you were.
Yeah, here it is.
Yes, Madden, exactly. That's why I tell you that single women that have children need to be very careful because even if they don't bring anybody home, they can get an attachment that'll come home with them.
Oh
What's
yeah.
up, man?
Hey, my son Junior, he had a little imaginary friend named Joey, and I started questioning that. And he was real little. He
Here you
tell me
go.
that Joey did it.
There it is right there, cousin. Yep, I see it.
Huh.
Watch. Boom. There it is.
There it is.
Wow.
And that's tall, man, because this is the top of a mobile
Looking
home
right,
up here.
he's looking right
So
at him. Too.
that
Yep.
right there has to be at least like 30 foot tall. Because my son is on top of my truck. But it's there looking at him, man. Here's the face right here. Demonio, man.
Yep, yep.
He
That's
said,
probably what tried to lure him into the woods.
yeah, he said it was somebody, a man in black, or
There it is.
somebody, something in black. He would say a man in black. So right there is trying to be his friend. He's right here on the truck, and he's right there. The
Not
sun was
me. I got water.
the sun was setting when that happened.
Wow, cousin. You can see it right there just looking at him.
Yeah, I'm just giving you an example of how we have to protect our children, and when they tell us something, we need to believe what they're telling us, and we need not to look physically, but look spiritually. If you look spiritually enough, you'll be able to find out uh, what they are because they have to identify themselves spiritually. So right here, I took a picture of my son on top of the vehicle, but the thing identified itself through the picture. That's why it's there, looking that way at my son. So I wanted to share that with y'all. We lost Gilbert again.
I'm guessing. There he is.
Yeah. I was having issues with my camera for him. Sorry about that. Now my face don't look all right here.
Let me catch up. I think I backtrack on the comments here.
Yeah, Madeline wants to know if your son still remembers when he was being lured into the woods.
He remembers. He really doesn't remember that day of the Men in Black. He doesn't remember, but he does remember seeing ghosts like at my friend's house with a girl that he got lured into the woods. What happened is, I shared the story. What happened to my son? What happened to their daughter? Where she started acting weird, my son was acting weird that we had to pray for them to get rid of the negative attachment that they had. It had some control over them. It was trying to
Hey,
have control over them.
hey, Madeline, have you heard from Morgan? Been a while since we've seen her around.
My son's 23 now, and he freaks out because I see the things spiritually. It's kind of like the one I see standing in front of his room. I was going towards my room, and I see something through my parallel vision. So I turned right around real quick, and I seen it standing by his door. A dark shadow figure, pretty tall. And I told it, "You're not welcome here. Leave now. I take authority on Jesus Christ's name." And it took off. So I went, opened the door. My son was in his bed laying down. I said, "Son, what's going on?" He's like, "What do you mean, Dad?" So what's anything strange happening to you? Like seeing certain things like shadow figures and maybe something trying to talk to you? And he looked at me and he said, "Dad, how do you know this?" you know, so how do you know
Mhm.
this? And he said, "Because it's been happening to me for about 2 months, where this shadow figure was coming and telling him, putting things in his head, like trying to tell him the path that he's on is the right path and blah, blah, blah. Like trying to give him advice, like trying to be his friend,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
putting stuff in his head." And I said, "Son," I said, I said, "how do you know this, Dad?" I said, "Because I seen it standing in front of your door."
All right,
And
Jaime.
and I told him that I thought Banner Victor sent it away. So said I told him it wasn't good, that it was something evil. So I told him that from now on, if he starts hearing voices that he's trying to tell him something, type Banner Victor Jesus Christ's name. If he sees something, because he said he's seen it also. So I told him not to be afraid of it, but to tell it to leave, that it's not welcome there. And they said, and if things get out of hand, call me. If things are happening, call me, and I'll take care of it. But and I believe that was the same thing was that as in the picture, pretty tall.
He's the one who saw that skinwalker that turned from a deer to a werewolf to a
Yeah,
human.
yeah. You seen that? But near one of the Belton Lake, near Belton Lake, by Morgan's Point. Uh, him and friend were driving. It was nighttime, and he thought he seen it was this man. So what is a man doing jogging so late at night? It looked uh, a Caucasian male jogging, but then when he said it started getting closer, that it didn't look like a male no more. That it looked like a he thought it was a deer, but when they got closer, that it wasn't a deer no more. That it looked like a big dog full of muscles, you know. Uh, and but when he got home, he was like, "Dad, I seen him." And I was like, what do you mean?" He said, we saw him." I said, "Who'd you see?" "That shapeshifter skinwalker, Dad. We seen it." That's what he was telling me that day. That he saw the shapeshifter skinwalker basically changed to like four different forms. Uh,
Wow.
from a man to what seemed to be a deer, then from a deer to what seemed to be like a big dog full of muscles, which would be the lycanthrope. He said they passed it up.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yep.
I know it's not dealing with the phantoms, but in a sense of way they are phantoms if you really think about it, because they're
Yeah.
spiritual beings. So it does fall in the category of phantoms and ghosts because that's what they are. They're not here in physical form. they're amongst us in spirit form. The natives used to call them the evil ones. Some are called, they also
Uh,
call them the ones, because they're brought. Some of them are brought from like blood sacrifices. They were the rituals, like the person that came here talking about owls and rituals. I know what the ritual is about. It's about brujas. It's a bruja ritual. I just didn't want to say nothing. I mean, come on. It don't take a genius to figure it out what they were doing. But I don't give power to that kind of stuff. I've seen other kinds of rituals. I've seen certain rituals of it falls in the category of what I'm going to say to you. But I don't want to hog up everything. I'm going to give cousin Jesse or cousin Gilbert an opportunity to say something because I do got another story for y'all. If anybody got any questions right now for me, you can ask and I'll answer them.
And we did say I share a story, you share a story, so we've been following the platform. I've
yeah,
shared two, you shared two.
I don't have too many
They've
stories,
been preying
guys.
on the innocent children since the beginning of time.
Yep.
Since the
Uh,
beginning of time, since the Garden of Eve, all the way through generation to generation, they've been targeting children. When you
when
hear
I
say about negative seeds being planted, that's what they do.
when I
They
was
affect
staying with
generation, so the saint can continue to live from generation to generation. And if people don't know how to do make a spiritual stance against it, it's going to continue that cycle from generation to generation. We have to stand for what we believe is right and free ourselves from the bondage of that sin of Adam and Eve. Right? We have to break this cycle of Abel and Cain. We have to break it, make a spiritual stance against it, or anything that's involved in that. We have to break that cycle, and the only way
uh,
to break it is through Jesus Christ.
Madeline. This leads me to my next story.
There
Just
we go.
like you said, uh, when my dad passed away, Madeline, I was staying with Gilbert at his house. I had my own room, and I went to sleep, and we had just buried my father, and he appeared to me. He was talking to me real nice. Then the next thing you know, he attacked me, and he was choking me. And I don't know how I did it, but I managed to wake up. When I woke up, I was laying sideways on this side right here on my left side, looking at the wall, and there was a big old green orb in front of me. When I woke up that I saw it, it went right into the wall, and you could see it glowing as it went up into the wall, into the ceiling,
Mm.
and then you heard something running on the roof. So to answer your questions, yes, I've seen my deceased relatives, my dad, but it wasn't my dad because my dad would not have tried to hurt me like that. And there's another story. It's about the when I was the first time I went to Mississippi that we lived in that house in the cemetery. There was a little white girl that would come out of my closet in a white nightgown, and the left side of her face was like bashed in and covered in blood, and it was in her hair. And when she would appear, all the doors and from the closet and my bedroom door were open and closed. And she would say she wanted to play. So what I started doing, I started making water barriers around my bed. I would put unopened water bottles that nobody had touched and put them all around my bed to create a barrier so she wouldn't climb in the bed where I was sleeping.
Mm.
But yeah, there was the sound of a doorbell in that house, but we didn't have no doorbell button. So every morning I would get home at 7 in the morning and lay down, and then the closet door would open, and then I would see her standing right there in front of my bed, covered in blood, and she would just tell me that she wanted to play. And then the doors would open and close. So one day I thought I'd be smart, and I locked my bedroom door, and that was a bad thing to do because I got Charlie horses in both of my legs that one morning. And I couldn't even get out of bed. I was screaming, nobody could get in. I couldn't get out. Finally, they went away, and I was able to unlock the door. Yeah, I know that wasn't my dad, Madeline. It was evil. Yes, it was.
I don't remember sharing this story with you, carnal, but I had a dream one time with Grandpa, and I don't know, dude. I just all of a sudden I seen him in my dream, and I was literally bawling, bro. I mean, my pillow was covered in tears, and all I can remember was him taking me by the hand, man. And I don't know what happened. I woke up and I was like, dude, that was like that was tripped out. That was real. I don't, man. I'm telling you, I don't know if it was real, but he
Yeah,
had me by the hand, and when I woke up, there was tears all in my eyes. My pillow was wet. I was like, wow.
yeah, brothers. The one rule is that when they come to you, you never give them your hand because they will take your soul.
No, hombre, yo de pendejo. I gave him my
You
hand. I was following along with him, bro.
never give them your hand, man, because they'll take your spirit, and whatever. Once your spirit is out of your body, anything can infiltrate your vessel and take over it, man. Demons
Wow.
are just waiting for that.
I woke up. I woke up out of that dream, dude. Like I said, I woke up. My pillow was drenched in tears, and I was bawling, bro. I couldn't believe it.
Sorry to hear about your aunt, Sister Madeline, or about her
Yeah.
husband,
Yeah,
your
man.
uncle.
Sorry to hear about that.
May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
I answered a
What was the
question
question?
about your friend, Jaime. Okay.
What happened?
Jaime said, "Dang, Jesse, I think you answered a mystery for me concerning a friend of mine. He visited you in your dreams and attacked you, Jaime." Yeah, like my mom, I've only dreamt her once, Madeline. She was young, like when she was young, and she was sitting on a swing, swinging back and forth, and she just asked me, "You don't miss me, mijo? You don't miss me?" I woke up, I was crying, man, because yeah, that hit me real bad.
Well, since we're talking about that, if people talking about if us seen their relatives, well, I'll go to this story. It was one evening in Elms Grove. It was late at night, like around 11:30 at night, and my Chihuahua Brownie is barking. Normally, when he barks, it's because somebody outside. He's never wrong. So he was barking. I said, "Okay, let me go see what's going on outside." So I went and looked between the mobile home. Nobody. I had already looked in the back of the mobile home. There was nobody there. So I went down the steps to the front, and I'm looking, and I see something on my neighbor's. My neighbor's got his light on, which is candy quarter, like an angle, and I see somebody sitting on his table. I mean, on his bench of his porch. And it's a woman sitting there, you know. So I'm looking, and it's like trying to figure out who that is, you know, because I've never seen them before. My neighbors are African American, and there was a Hispanic. It looked like a Hispanic woman sitting on his porch. I'm like, what the hell, you know? So I said, well, maybe it's because it's the light and dark. Maybe it is a black person, you know, but the light makes them look brighter. So next thing you know, they got up, like they stood up and they walked down the steps and they went to the curb and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them. I'm like, what? And I'm looking and like, I said, there's no way. There's no way. No way in the world, you know. So I start praying, start praying to the Heavenly Father, the Our Father, the deliverance prayer. The reason I was praying is because what I was witnessing was something that manifested to look like my mother. It looked just like her the year that she passed away, and it's looking at me with a smile on its face. When it was smiling at me, I could see its true nature, and which its true nature wasn't my mother. So I continued to pray the Our Father, even though it was in that manifestation that it wanted to look like her, but it couldn't take the full form of her, but it looked like her. And as I kept on praying, it was on the opposite street, and we started walking down, and it kept on looking at me, smiling at me. When I kept on praying, it just disappeared, like a puff of smoke, and it was gone. But yeah, do not believe that that's your loved ones, because they're not here no more. There's no way in the world that it could be them, and that's what these unseen forces do. They have the abilities to manifest to look like our lost loved ones. Do that They do that intentionally to see if they can find that opening of belief that wants you to believe it's them. Imagine for the people that do believe that it's them, and they go like this and open up their arms to them, and it
Mm-hmm.
comes to them. Then it has a spiritual opening to bond them and destroy them. So you have to be careful. It's not your loved
Yeah.
ones. Put the spirit that you're seeing to the spiritual test. If you know your parent, this is 19. It was 2015. My mom had been deceased to 1985. That's literally like 20 years gone by already. Let me see. No, longer than that. Let me see. Like how many years? Is it 20 or more? Like from
That's more.
85 to 95. Yeah, like 20 years. So there's no way that that's your next of kin. So you don't give it the power of belief. Fight against it spiritually. It does that because it knows what's in your mind. It knows the past, the present. So it uses anything it can to try to find if it can find an opening to attack you.
It knows what's in your
That's
heart.
what it tried to do to me.
An hour and 37 minutes, cousin.
So there's
18.
shapeshifter, skinwalker, disembodied demonic Nephilim, whatever it was. I'll say demon, demonic. It took the manifestation of her. It was even wearing the same clothes of the day that I lost my mother. Then he had the audacity to be making fun of me. He was mocking me because it took that form, and he was like laughing at me. But I seen his true nature, and that's why I stay focused on prayer.
Well, come on now, Devlin. She
Mm.
said that she saw a manifestation of her husband that just passed and slept with it. Well, did she think he came back from beyond the grave just to hit it one more time? She had to
Whatever.
know it wasn't him. Madeline says that she saw an interview with a priest who said a widow saw a manifestation of her husband who had just passed and she slept with the manifestation and ended up getting possessed. Come on now, you think he came back from the grave just to hit it one more time? Was that some evil nana or what?
This guy.
What
Come on now.
did she get STDs from the minute? I mean, no. If you
talk,
think about it,
talk
it
about hitting
pollutes, right? No, I'm just being honest. It pollutes, right?
there.
So you
Talk,
gotta have. It can bring uh, pestilence. So
talk about
did she,
hitting it raw.
did her coochie get polluted if it slept with her? Will be the question.
Yeah.
Not to be. I'm just saying that it could have happened that she might have caught something by it.
Yeah, well, she caved in all right.
Oh my God. I wasn't going to say nothing, man.
I mean, if he was dead or was he stiff?
Oh my god.
I
Did
mean,
he give it? Did he hit
I
it
mean,
with the rigor
was he
mortis?
stiff? I mean, was she awake or was she dreaming that she slept with him?
Yeah.
Would be the question I would ask her. I mean, because he's dead, he's stiff. You know.
She was like, "That's the hardest he's ever been."
Oh my god.
Um, what was the name of the commercial? Something hard like a rock or something.
She was like, where's the beef?
Wow.
Instead of the
Yeah,
the
Madeline. Oh
soft
my
jerky,
god.
welcome to the stiff jerky.
Come
It's like a jawbreaker.
on,
Sorry
man.
about that, folks.
Really,
Sorry about that.
really, come on, man. It was such good nana that this fool came back from the afterlife just to go. Come on, baby, just one more time.
Or did she did some sin to her body and she had a toy, the name of her husband on it, you know.
Well, whatever it was, she got possessed.
Oh, she got possessed.
Well, after
Yeah.
she slept with it, she got possessed. Talk
Talking about
about
a spirit, talking about a spiritual opening.
talking about
Yeah, one spiritual opening or two spiritual openings that day, or three spiritual openings.
talking about I'm not gonna even gonna say it, man. I'm just gonna shut the hell up. That's how bad it was gonna be.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna say
I
it.
could just imagine, carnal.
You know, wait. I'm
I
biting my
mean,
tongue. I'm biting my tongue. I'm fighting not to say it. It wants to like come out, but
Hey,
yeah, you know.
so
that
when
kind of
Sister Madeline, I got a question. How did the priest know she was possessed? I mean, what were the symptoms that she was possessed? That's really what I wanted to find out. You know, I mean,
se pasa.
how did the priest know she was possessed?
So it's slipping out, bro. It's slipping out. So it was so good that he had to come again.
Oh my god.
He
Hey,
came. He
hey.
came from
If she
beyond the
was
grave.
possessed, she didn't have the Holy Spirit in her.
hmm
Something else was in her.
Hey, it was all powder.
So it was a clip. I
Oh,
thought the
clip,
priest was telling him.
and it was all. I think Rebel needs to go outside. Let me take him outside real quick. Well,
All right, primo.
talk about this woman with all the spiritual openings that she had.
Oh my god.
That's what she was saying. Was she? Hijo de su. Yeah, that's crazy, man. She had to know that wasn't her husband. He came all the way from beyond the grave, man. Just like, oh, baby, that was so good. I gotta get that one more time. I'm gonna miss
Mhm.
it.
She was tooting her own horn.
Wow, that's crazy.
Is your turn to share a story, Primo?
Yeah, man. That dude told her, se me paró el corazón. El corazón, carnal. Come on now, man.
Se me corrió la sangre.
I don't know, man. I shared like two stories here a little minute ago,
So
man.
kill the old beefsteak
Go ahead and share something, Gilbert.
like a
Man,
vampire.
that's I don't know. I ain't got nothing right now, bro. Wow.
She even said she did not know, but she missed him so much she went against her better judgment. Well, he didn't miss her eventually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeehaw.
Hey, carnal, that was an understatement. I'm biting my tongue.
Mm. Hey, Jaime, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't hold it back. I tried.
Mm. Hey, neither could he.
Let me see another story. Another story.
I don't have really too many stories, carnal. I think I done told you all my stories.
Hold on. I'm trying to think, man. I'm trying to think. Oh,
Those-
check this out, man. This is really freaky, man, and it actually happened, man. And most people don't believe me when I tell them. But when we lived in on Lee Street and 14th, man, the house on the corner, underneath the house there was a trap door. So one time we were hiding from the cops, man, and we were all under that house, and we saw that trap door.
Mhm.
So they had some stairs, man. We went down those stairs, man. It was a spiral staircase. It wound up, man. It opened up underground, dude. You could actually stand up straight and walk, man. And while you were walking, man, on every side of you there was a coffin, and that led to downtown, man. It went under the Trinity River.
Really?
Yeah, and we were walking, and as we were walking, man, we were down there for a long time, man. And like I said, while you were walking down this little path, there was coffins on every side of you. And then the next thing you know, man, we heard like the coffin door slam.
Hey, guys, we have a confession. The Tales of the Crypt said he was him that went to go visit her that night. That's what he said.
And yeah,
He's
man,
confessing to it that he went to go visit her that night.
we all ran back and climbed that staircase, man, and came out from under the house. And then we put a bunch of big heavy rocks on it so nobody could else you could use it, man. We never went back under there. The priest has been interviewed a lot. He's seen the devil twice. Wow. But yeah, carnal, we ran out. It was me, it was Slick, uh, Henry Lopez, who else? I can't remember who else. It was like three or four of us that went down there, man. And most of the guys, it was Andrew Chazaretta, man.
Mm.
Of course, he can't say nothing because somebody blew his head off with a shotgun, and Slick's dead, and Henry Lopez is dead also, man. I'm the only one that went down there that's still alive.
Of where?
That staircase, man, underneath that house, that
Oh,
they had a path where there was coffins on each side of the path, and it went downtown Fort Worth underneath the Trinity River, man. We were down there, and I was saying that we heard like a coffin slam shut, so we all took off running back the way we came, and we got
so what
out of
is it
this
like a cemetery?
like a cemetery. The whole north side, man, barrio north side, was the original cemetery, man. They built it. They built the barrio over the graves. So yeah,
And we've been on for an hour 49 minutes.
an hour and 49 minutes, cousin. It was. I'm thinking it was a pretty good show, but
I don't know about the priest and the was a priest on crack. It was probably the priest getting her roofed up and stuff.
don't say
I
it.
don't
Don't say it. Don't say it. Shut up. Shut up. Don't say it.
It's gonna come out anyway. So just
No,
spit
no,
it out.
no, no, no,
What's the
no.
name of the show that she's talking about?
I have no idea.
One more time.
Some some priests that was interviewed that they were exorcists or something like that. See, man, I'm controlling it. I'm controlling it.
Oh, I've seen that show. That's one time I was in. If they're Catholic priests, they're not truly exorcists. It's because of what they bring into the church is they bring idolism, they bring all that the stuff that other people believe in into the church, which is not. They're really not doing exorcisms because the demons are just jumping from person to person. And a lot of some of those priests, man, to them, being a priest is just a job, a 9 to 5 job. They consider it to be a job, so if they're not doing it spiritually, they're just doing it because it's a job that they're doing. They're getting paid to do a job, then they're not really truly doing it with faith, you know. But there is a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a title of a priest or a what do you call it? What do they call themselves? Exorcist.
Exorcist.
But I've freed a lot of people from their demons, you know, because I really truly try to walk my best of my ability this earth with the Heavenly Love Foundation and do it all through Heavenly Love Foundation through Jesus Christ. And it shouldn't take that long. You shouldn't have to do 20 rituals, right, or 20 different things just to get rid of a unclean spirit. They're giving the demon too much power, in which it keeps on messing with a person. Uh, you can you could do it once, first time, and get rid of the unclean spirit, demonic spirit a person will have, and you can get rid of it, especially when you're doing it through Jesus Christ.
Because Jesus Christ, that's how he did it. He didn't go through all
So
these
I've
rituals.
seen a
He
lot of
just sent it out.
people that claim to be exorcisms, but they're not truly. What they're doing is allowing playing games with a demon that might be in a person, and they're not really freeing the person from the demon. So what happens is after the demon being within the person so long, the person is not eating properly, and they start getting sick, and they can even die because they're just toying with them. Why toy with them when all you have to do is type out rebuke in Jesus Christ's name and free that person? Why are you gonna let the demon be in that vessel when you can get rid of it?
Yeah, Jaime, we're not talking about Catholics or Jehovah's Witness. We're not talking nothing about that, man. If you're Catholic, more power to you, brother. God bless you.
Yep.
If you're
Hey,
Jehovah's
Primo.
Witness, more power to
Carnal,
you.
I
Yeah.
gotta get off of here, man. My
Hola,
battery's
primo.
going dead. I'll
All
holler
right,
at y'all
man.
tomorrow if y'all are on.
All
All
right,
right,
brother.
cuz.
God bless you. Good night.
Y'all take it easy, crew. All y'all out here, y'all have a good night and God bless everyone.
All right, cousin.
Yeah, I'm just being honest about this, man. Uh, I've done a lot of work.
Man,
I've been fighting spirits for a long time, getting rid of unclean spirits and helping out people. I mean, literally freeing people that are being demonized, that the demon has full control of the body, and get rid of the demon out of the people. You know, that's why I don't see how the priests, they give them too much power. You know, and we already know the history of priests within the Catholic Church. There's a lot of controversy dealing with pedophiles. A lot of controversy in that, in which that is a spiritual opening. That's against the commandments. So yeah, I mean, if those priests are trying to, if those priests that are living in sin, basically what I'm saying, if those priests are living in sin and they're doing those acts, the demons is going to laugh at them. It's not going to take them seriously because they're not anointed to be doing that, especially if they're living in sin. You know, they can read the Bible and say whatever they want to say within the Bible, but if they're living in sin, the demon's going to laugh at them because they don't have the jurisdiction to be able to cast them out of them because they themselves have spiritual openings of sin. I hope that makes sense to what I'm trying to say. And there's a lot of priests that way. Not just priests, there's preachers. What's the other names for preachers and priests? What do you call them? Pastors, right?
Pastor.
There's a lot of those people that are living in sin like that. And if they're living in sin, well, the demon is just going to laugh, or whoever is bothering the person just going to laugh at them. Because if not going to just laugh at them, it can jump at them and take over their vessel because they have a spiritual opening.
It's like that pastor, man. I have sinned. I have fornicated. The baker dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm bringing it this way, but it's the truth of what I'm speaking of. I remember when you see a priest, you're supposed to hold them like in a higher pedestal because they've given up their life to be in the priesthood, which means
They took a vow of celibacy.
what was they're celibate, right? They can't
Yeah.
sleep
They
with
have to take
anybody
a
or
vow
anything
of
like that.
celibacy.
So they're giving up that to serve the Heavenly Father. But then you find out later on that some of the priests are out there messing around, have affairs, have children, and it's just crazy. All that is spiritual openings, and they even know that they don't have the ability to go free somebody that might be being possessed because they're living in sin. So if they go into a place like that where somebody might be possessed, they're putting themselves in danger because they could get spiritually attacked.
Exactly, madly. There's corruption in every religion, but the corruption is not because of the Lord; it's because of the greed of man.
Exactly.
It's like I tell everybody to listen. When I go to church, I go to listen to the word of the Lord. If people say hi to me or not, it really don't matter to me because I'm not there for that. I'm there to listen to the word to see if the Lord has a message for me. Be you Catholic, be you Jehovah's Witness, be you what you are. You have to go to church with faith and devotion.
You gotta have faith and believe in Jesus Christ, man.
Yes, sir.
Take Him first, and He'll guide you. That's why I'm able to do the things that I do because I try my best to stay with a heavenly law foundation, which means I'm not trying to no sin and stuff like that. The best of my abilities to be a certain way, and I have to be because of the works that I do. I'm already always being spiritually targeted. I've been since I was a kid, so I know that I have to be a certain way. I mean, when I go out, I don't even drink. I don't smoke. I don't do nothing. I just go drink some water and go dancing for a little bit, and then go home. You know.
Amen, madly. Yo, cousin. About 1 minute for 2 hours.
Since we're talking about possessions, I got a story for you. Uh, this had to do with my mom and my dad. They used to be in a prayer group where they would get a phone call. At that time, the phones were on the wall, and they had gotten a phone call one day. This was dealing with. They had gotten a phone call that there was a woman that preachers and other priests had come from different churches throughout the Rio Grande Valley uh, to free her because she was possessed. That she was possessed by the devil, and the people tried and they couldn't free her from the possession. exorcists came and all kinds of people came. They couldn't free her, so they were called to see if they could pray for her to get rid of the devil. Where they said it claimed to be the devil, right? I remember when they came back. I remember when they left, they grabbed their crucifix, their Bibles, their holy water. And I remember when they came back. When they came back, they were scared. You could see the fear. They were all fidgety. They were like freaking out. They started talking about what happened. I was just listening to what they were saying. They're saying they were talking about how everything happened. Like when they went into the room, all the people from the prayer group were holding hands, and they were talking about how the room got real cold because she was explaining this to one of my aunts that the room got below zero temperatures, even though it was a hot day. That the room got it below zero temperatures, and when that happened, that they were holding hands, they were praying for the lady, and that the lady, she was like a 33-year-old woman or 32-year-old woman. That she turned very old, like an old lady with white hair, and she looked at them, and that it was a devil. That the devil said that uh, the the soul belonged to him. That that body belonged to him. So some of the people from the prayer group got scared, and they broke the connection of the holding the hands, right? And they took up running. So when they break and it started getting cold and all kinds of activities start happening, it's like everybody left. So the thing about that is when you leave something like that and you run away because you're scared, well, the spiritual opening is there for it to attach it to you also. Um, so I'm just sharing of what I heard about that. So everything went down in my family when I lost my mom and all that. But later on, I found out some things. Uh, there was this guy named Ricardo Guzman. His parents were part of the great prayer group. They were the first ones that took up running out of that the location where the woman was possessed by Lucifer or Satan. Well, what happened to them or to one of their oldest son? He was up in Lubbock, Texas. We're all migrant workers. They were working out there. They had left them home. They went to the store, and when they came back, their son was disemboweled all throughout the house, just like guts everywhere, like cuts him. He was all messed up. There was all kinds of satanic marks on the walls and all kinds of stuff. So he died. In my family, well, I lost my mother. And I think something else had happened to a couple of the other people that were part of their prayer group. All I'm saying is, if you run into a situation like that, don't be afraid because Jesus Christ is with you. Don't fear. Don't give it power of fear. Just know that Jesus Christ is with you. If something surfaces up to try to come up against you in a negative way, type on earth, in Jesus Christ's name. But I just wanted to share the story. Later on, throughout the years, like a lot of years spent by, in I believe it was 2012, 2014, that I talked to Nancy's dad. What was his name? He had a name.
Cooney.
Huh?
Name was Cooney.
Cooney. We were talking. He had come visit her, and we were talking in the kitchen, and he told me, he, I told him about the situation. He was looking at me, and he said, I got something to tell you." And I said, "Okay." I said, "I knew." He said, "I knew. I know what happened." He said, "I knew the husband of that woman that was possessed." He said that they were getting drunk at this lake called Devil's Lake up there in Lubbock. They were drinking, and the man said that he was going to prove to him that God didn't exist nor the devil existed. So he called upon God to show his presence to him, in which nothing happened. Then he called upon Lucifer, Satan, to show his presence to him, and nothing happened. Then he looked at him, you see, nothing happened, so I don't believe in either or. So they once they made it back home, drove back to the valley. The day that they got home, since he didn't believe in either or, that's when his wife got possessed, and that's why she was possessed because he called for Lucifer to show himself to him. Well, he did show himself to him. He just didn't possess his wife. He possessed his children too, the wife, and the children. And you know what I'm talking about, the Elizondos.
Yeah.
That's what I'm speaking about, the Elizondos. Uh, the whole family got possessed by Lucifer, Satan, because he called them out to show himself to him. He did show himself to him. He possessed his whole family. I think some of those guys they killed some people down there in the Rio Grande Valley. I'm not sure. Some of them were in the pen,
Yeah.
but
The only the
those
only
men
one the only one
demonized.
that, the only one that I know. Yeah, he took out Weapon's brother, man.
Pablo,
Yeah, Pete.
Pete.
Yeah. The only Elizondo that I know took out Pete.
What was the Elizondo's name?
Uh, Ralph.
Yep.
He's still locked up over that, man.
Yeah, that's the family that was possessed. Just put it this way, brothers and sisters, whoever's here tuning in, if you're eating your popcorn, yeah, before you take the next lick your fingers or eat some popcorn, hit the like button on this what I'm sharing with you right now. Uh, well, just put it this way: before or after that happened, when my parents would try to help out the mother, this started happening to me at at my school. Every time I got on the bus, one of the Elizondo brothers would always whisper in my ear and say, he would say, "Believe in the devil, believe in the devil." That's what he would tell me all the time. I could be standing over there in the corner wall where I would stand. He'd come up to me while I'm doing my homework or whatever, and he'll whisper in my ear, "Believe in the devil." Everywhere I go, he was following me around, but it's because we did have something in common. Is what we had in common is my parents were there praying for his mother, but he was had an unclean spirit in him, where that the demon or whatever he would call him his master, right? Whatever he worshipped, he was just doing the works of his master. It was two brothers. It was Ralph and what was the other brother's name? They were like twins, no?
I don't know the other brother, man. I only know Ralph.
Yeah, you had some sisters also.
I only know Ralph because
They
of
had green, they had green eyes, right? Green eyes.
yeah, I only know Ralph because of my brother Joe. That was one of his buddies. And that's funny how Joe was hanging out with him when he started reading the Black Bible.
Yeah, he's the one that got him into it.
Yep. I remember one time he came over to my house. He was dating my baby mama's little sister, and he brought some dude, and he looked at me, he looked at that guy, and he goes, "Ándale." And the guy looked at me, and I looked at both of them, and then he told that guy, "¿Qué? ¿A poco le tienes miedo?" And that's when I stepped back, and I told him, "Yo no le tengo miedo ni a uno ni al otro. Vénganse los dos al mismo tiempo." And they just got in their car and left, man. But he brought that dude to my house to whoop my ass.
Who was the guy?
El
Bionic.
Bionic Chicken.
Who was that? Bionic.
He lived in that trailer park, be where they put that watermill in now. There was a trailer park back there. There is a trailer park back there.
Though you don't remember his first name?
Nah, I just knew him as the Bionic Chicken. That's how the only way I knew him. And he took him to my house and he looked at him and looked at me and he looked at that dude. Really? ¿A poco le tienes miedo? Hey man, in Raymondville, me and my brother were very well known. Very well known, and you know that, cousin. So yeah, man, they left my house. Then a couple of days later, when he smoked Pete.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
the
when we
dude
talk
was
about
real.
there's a lot of witchcraft.
That dude was
There,
real skinny, Lawrence. That guy was real super skinny, man. The only reason they call him a bionic chicken is because like he had a real huge nose, so they call him a bionic chicken.
I'm trying to remember who you talking about. The real skinny guy.
Yeah, it's real skinny and short, white complected. Mexican guy, man. I can't remember his name, but we call him El Bionic.
So he took him over to try to fight you.
Yeah, when I was in my yard, man, in my yard, I was cooking meat. After the cookout, he told the guy, "Dale." He was trying to test me, I guess, man. And I told him, "Come on, both of you. You know me, cousin. I'll fight a werewolf, man. I'll fight two guys at the same time. I don't care."
I would always tell him to leave me alone, to stop bothering me. He would sit down in the, but it's because he had was being demonized too. So he would always whisper in my ear. I could be sitting in the bus, you know, going on the bus, going home to the route it takes, and then I hear.
But, since you're talking like that, cousin, that he was that sort of way, then the way he smoked this guy, man. He was shooting into the sunrise, and you know how he's got colored eyes. He was squinting. How the hell did he shoot him 5 times, man? He got help from supernatural forces, man. That poor guy laid in the sun, dude, dead half a day before they called the damn the morgue to come get him, man. The cops left. He was festering, dude. He was smelling bad already, man. Because it was summertime. You know how it gets in
Who
this,
did he kill?
huh?
Who was it that he killed?
He killed Pete
Uh,
Garcia.
Pedro.
Yeah. Left him in the middle of the street in front of his house, man. Huh?
Weapons brother.
Yeah, his older brother. Yeah,
I
man.
think
They
I,
left him in they left him in the middle of the street almost all day, dude, and on a summer day. So he was already starting to smell by the time the coroner showed up to pick up the body. They closed off Tampico Street. We couldn't get to the house. They
which
caught him.
where did they kill him at, Peter?
Huh?
Where did they kill him?
In front of
What
his house.
location?
In front of his house. Right there in front of his house, man. It's like he stepped out of his house and he smoked them right then and there.
Wow.
If,
So
where,
he's
for,
in prison.
yeah, where his body was laying and where he lived were like maybe 20 to 30 feet away from his house, man, right there in the middle of the street. So yeah, he's still in prison, man. He came up for parole. He thought he was gonna get out, but they didn't let him out. They gave him a 50 piece.
What?
A 50 piece.
50
50
years?
years. 50 years, man.
Well, let's look into the history of that family that the mom was this.
Well, they had some beef, man. They had some
Is he a
beef.
member of the Catholic Church?
But yeah, man, that was my daughter saw all of it, man. She saw the whole thing. They were trying to get her to testify. I told her, Cop, you can't protect my daughter, man. She ain't gonna testify. She didn't see nothing.
Yeah. I'm doing living, man.
Put my ass on the stand, man. And then the damn prosecutor brought out my record about the dude that I smoked over here. And the lawyer that was helping me said, hey, he's not on trial here.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the thing with that dude,
I think
that
I'm
shot
echoing.
Pete, the dude that shot Pete, man, there was a Texas Ranger that had a vendetta against him, man. That Texas Ranger was hounding his ass, man. He was making it a point to put him away.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
I don't know if I'm echoing or what. Hello?
I hear you fine. Yeah, ask the
Okay.
people
I
in
think,
Detroit if they can hear you.
yeah, I'm not echoing anymore. Oh, I hear something like an echo. I don't know where it's coming from.
It might be me. I don't know. I don't have my headphones. The dog
Yeah,
in.
that's probably what it is. Oh, shoot, man, we've gone on for 2 hours and 17 minutes. I think we need to call it a night.
Hey, man, it's like when Weapon burnt down Juan Cheese's car, man. Juan Garza. He stuck a rag in his gas tank and set his damn car on fire, man. He did that, man. How you gonna do that to somebody you know in your whole life, man? But anyway, he's passed away too, so you can't speak ill of the dead. But yeah, man, we're gonna call it a night, cousin.
I still hear the echo, so yeah.
All right,
We're just
man.
gonna
Well,
call it a night.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. As always, it's a pleasure to have you out here spending time with us, listening to our evidence, I could say, of the things that we've seen and we've lived through. Saying that, I want to say that may the Lord bless you and protect you while you sleep, and may your day be filled with abundance when you wake up in the morning. Cousin, I'll see you tomorrow on the next one.
All
Good
right,
night to
Peter.
everybody. Good night, Cynthia. Good night, Madeline. Good night, Lawrence. Good night, Jaime Alanis. And all the ones that I can't remember their names at the moment. All right, Primo. Bye.
Good night. I don't know if I'm still echoing or not. Probably not. I think normally when his equipment starts running low in battery, that it starts forming an echo. But I think the echo is gone. Yeah, a lot of this stories that we're speaking about, there's true events that happen. Uh, Possessions, you talk about possessions where people just doesn't shake character. They look different because whatever has control over the body makes them look different. Uh, they have the abilities to manifest is a thing, right? So it what has the ability, which is the demons that are possessing the people, then they can manifest for them to look like anything. They can make them look older, younger, whatever the case might be, because they have those abilities. Yeah, I know. I know it was his his uh, his equipment because the battery was running low, so it started to echo. Yeah, it's just every time I try to get her on here, she gets booted out. I don't know what's going on, but I know we have some viewers, but you know, it's the regulars that tune in, but we're not being shown properly on YouTube because I'm not being part of their game plan. That they want people to have podcasts or whatever, but then they want to get a certain for you to work for them and for them to get a certain percentage. So I'm not doing that. So they limit me to certain areas that they share me to. So I'm not being exposed properly by YouTube, but that's okay. I just, I'm going to continue to do this the way I'm doing it. Of course, we have our regulars that tune into the show and that they watch the replays and stuff like that. Yeah, we've been going through a lot. There's been a lot of things happening in my family, but somebody, there was a person that came in here talking about uh, a kid surrounded by owls. Well, to me, to my understanding, that's just some kind of ritual. Brujas. You think about owls, you think about lechuzas, be brujas. I think that the dunya what he was talking about, he knew what he was trying to see if I understood. I do have the understanding. I've been knowing. It's just like why it was something that's dealing with that they're doing it because I was trying to get the offering the child for something, or not just offering the child for something, but to follow the suit of the witches or whatever. Big deal. The power of the Heavenly Father of Jesus Christ is a lot greater through a heavenly love foundation. Doesn't matter if they're surrounded by feathers of a duck, feathers of a pigeon, or whatever the case might be. Uh, but there's several rituals that people follow suit because they think that the ritual has some kind of power. But what they don't understand is that the power they might think they might have is not coming from them. It's the unseen forces that are around that is the power. I believe the same person asked me if I see angels. Yes, angels are always around, looking out for me. Yeah, that's what it is. A ritual it was a ritual, most likely dealing with brujas. Um, it was a female that they brought her into the cult. That's what it is, a cult. Brought her into the cult. It doesn't matter if it's a ritual or whatever. It's not, if they think that that is some kind of power. No, the power of Jesus Christ is a lot greater than that. So it doesn't matter what kind of rituals. Doesn't matter uh, what rank structure they use. Doesn't matter what they believe in. All I know is that all is possible through Jesus Christ. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to let y'all go for tonight. Again, thank y'all for everybody that tuned in tonight here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Everybody have a blessed Saturday. God bless y'all. I'm not sure if I will do a live tomorrow because we have plans of doing something. So I don't know if there'll be a live tomorrow night. In saying that, thank you. Good night and God bless every single one of y'all. This is Brother Abe Cias and Tales from the Crypt Guy signing off. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night, everybody.